It's time for another video from Crazy Kid 949.
Ladies, gentlemen, pronouns, lend me your ears. Crazy Kid back for another react. This time here we're going all the way back to 1974 with ABBA and their song So Long. Basically, this song here is all about an inevitable breakup in a relationship of any kind. Basically, just another way of saying, see ya, sucker. So without any further ado, here's ABBA and So Long. Basically just spelling it right out that, they're not for sale. And, a relationship should not be for sale. Money should be the last thing a relationship talks about or has anything to do with. And, nowadays, we have all these, high demands on what's going to be going on in the first date, how much is going to be spent, and all this other stuff. Totally wrong idea on dating. And ABBA really puts it right out there. My time is not for sale. You're not going to treat me with respect. You're not going to treat me with love. You're not going to treat me with honor and dignity. So long. You can't buy me with your money. And that's really the proper way to be. And this was their first released single off their very first album, self-entitled, ABBA. And, this is a long way from where they became basically the supergroup of disco. Like, when they switched over to disco, they just completely ruled the airwaves. And this is a bit of a, more of a hard rock kind of song than most of their disco stuff. And the way that they've evolved, yet still also kept some similar aspects of the hard rock in their set. Just phenomenal. That's one of the reasons why ABBA was such a powerful and well-loved band for so many years. Alrighty, final thoughts. Great song. This brings me back to when, ABBA really first started coming out back in 1974. And, like the way that they've gone from this through their disco phase and then back into their rock and roll stuff, just phenomenal. What a phenomenal career to go, to span literally decades together. And just, basically just rock the house every time they get out there. And this is a very, very high energy song. And I like the way they did the little flapper dancing and stuff like that at the very end. That was cool. That was really cool. So let's have a conversation in the comment section below. What you feel about this song? Does this song remind you of, some of the dates you've been on earlier in the past, where the person you were taking out on a date or the person you were dating tried to either shower you with gifts just to get your attention and affection, or whether you were expecting gifts and spending money for affection. Realistically, in my opinion, finances is the last thing that should be worried about when it comes to a relationship. It should be all about caring, honoring, respecting, being dignified to each other, and, being emotionally compatible and emotionally connected with each other. Money should be the last thing that's on the menu. Unfortunately, we live in a day and age where, a lot of people expect and want more than they can get themselves, so they're going to get themselves a partner to try and get those things for themselves. Wrong attitude. A link to the video will be in the description box so that you can go and enjoy it uninterrupted at your own leisure. I encourage you to do so. ABBA is one of those super groups. They weren't built out of a bunch of different groups, but they were a super, super talented group. That's why I consider them a super group. They were one of those groups that, put out a lot of really heartfelt and meaningful songs. Give them some love, give them some affection, and give them a few watches and some likes. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here, because we love having new people join our community of friends who love music and the stories behind them. Along with the video in the description box will be a link to my Patreon. So in case you want to help support the channel, get a fast track to any requests you may have, extra content from me that has nothing to do with music, or you just want to open up a line of communication between you and I and some of the other people in the community, that's where you can find all that at. Until we get to the next one, my friends, I wish you all peace, love, and happiness.
Until we meet again, check out my other video or my playlist of videos.